the Labour MSP Pam Duncan-Glancy continued a close friendship with Morton even to this day. And that's despite the fact that he reoffended. He was jailed last year. So Pam Duncan-Glancy quit as education spokesperson as a result of our story last month or in December. She announced that she was going to be standing down from Holyrood as well as a result of the story. It then escalated because it emerged in the Sunday Times that Lord Doyle had also been friendly with the same paedophile, Sean Morton, and that even though Downing Street knew about his prior links to Sean Morton, he was still elevated to the House of Lords. And what happened yesterday, this was Tuesday, is that both Lord Doyle and Pam Duncan-Glancy were suspended by Labour over their friendship with a paedophile. So, Smitty, I mean, we know how toxic the Lord Mandelson scandal has been for the Prime Minister. This idea that, or this fact that he appointed Mandelson to such a top diplomatic role, even though he knew about Mandelson's ongoing friendship with Epstein. The Matthew Doyle scandal, which is also about a friendship with a paedophile, is really damaging.
Yeah, I don't think, by the way, just for the record, that the Labour Party has a paedophile problem. I don't think a lot of people in the Labour Party have any, inclination that way. Let's nail that. We're not saying the Labour Party is riddled with that sort of horrific sort of world view. What is apparent, I think, is that, like you were saying earlier, John, there seems to be a cosy circle within. If you're in that circle, you're in that circle, and it doesn't matter what you do, you're still a pal of the Labour Party's or the Labour Party ruling elite, if you like, no matter what you do. And I think people have retained friendships with this guy Morton because he was one of them, because he was a sort of a Labour insider. He was from that particular wing of the Labour Party, that new Labour project. And if you're in, you're in. And so they've kept him as a friend. Now, Lord Doyle, Matthew Doyle, we're now hearing today, I think, that the Prime Minister says that Doyle wasn't completely transparent in his explanation previously for his links.
Sounds a bit like
to
Mandelson.
Morton. Well,
It's
that's
exactly
what I was going to say.
we weren't told. We weren't told.
I didn't ken, is what I would have said in Western Hales as a laddie when I was being, grabbed by a teacher. I didn't ken, and that's what he's done again when it comes to somebody who's a total wrong'un. That it wasn't an excuse the first time because everyone knew Mandelson was a complete wrong'un, and it doesn't work this time because everyone knows that you shouldn't stay friends with a paedophile. And the fact that Matthew Doyle remained or has been friendly with this guy Morton, there's no explanation for that which is acceptable. And again, it's just he elevated him to the Lords. He took a former spin doctor who was in his inner circle. He made him a Lord of the Realm, a man who can now legislate on you and I to pay more tax or to be criminalised for certain behaviours. He can now legislate for us, and he's mates with a pedo. And Starmer was like, oh, that's fine. Now, that's inexcusable. And it comes down to this lapse of judgment thing that we come back to with Starmer time and again, that it's a judgment thing. He needed to get these things right. He's got no political capital in the bank, has he? He's not, as I say, I didn't think Keir Starmer has been that bad a Prime Minister. I think a lot of it's down to communication, but he doesn't have any credit in the bank with the voters. So he needs to get these things right.